What I think, how I feel, what I do, how I eat, feed my brain. Hello and welcome to Food Journey. Now, we spend a lot of time cooking for our gut and what we consider our physical well-being. But how often do we consider our brains as a major organ deserving the utmost nutritional consideration? Brain facts. The brain controls your ability to retain information, your sight, all your other senses, your speech, and even your breathing and heartbeat. Your brain is connected to the spinal cord and transmits signals which allow us to operate. That's a lot of work for an organ which only occupies 2% of your body, but uses 20% of the calories you eat. Eating for the brain is not complicated. It's complementary and inclusive of a colorful, balanced diet. But it can also be very specific. In our recipes today, we are using some key brain function supporting ingredients, which will promote proper blood flow to your nervous system, improve your cognitive skills, and give your brain a boost of energy for all that important focus that we need. Now let's feed our brain. Hello and welcome to the kitchen. For our first recipe today, I don't want you to panic at all because I've chosen ingredients that you can find here locally, every single one of them. And the first and most important today is our broccoli. That's this vegetable here. It's widely available and also grows in Nigeria, which is fantastic. It has an earthy, deep green taste and it's very pungent. So it really can stand out in anything that you're going to prepare. It's important for us to know exactly why I've chosen this and why it's so important for brain function. Broccoli's brain-healthy attributes include vitamin K, regulating calcium levels, and staving off degenerative illness, such as Alzheimer's, folate for healthy cell growth, and beta-carotene, helping to keep your brain focused and sharp. The florets are tightly knit, so rinse well for dust or bugs hiding. Okay, I'm going to show you how to separate off these florets and make the best use of the stalk. Obviously, that little end bit there that's really been exposed, we're going to just cut off. All right, but everything inside there is usable from here on. What I like to do is just take that bit off, right? Oh look, they're already starting to drop off, and really we need these bits. So just follow along like that. Peel the hard, woody outer skin so you can enjoy the softer insides. And now you can cut them easily, you see? We're going to be using a lot of other ingredients as well that are great for you. We've got some onion first. We're going to be using ginger, some sweet peppers, garlic, of course, spring onion, and some carrots. Both garlic and ginger have antioxidant qualities, which combat free radicals in your body, which can cause damage to cells and cause serious illness like cancers, which can also affect the brain. Carrots, full of beta-carotene, no pun intended, cancer fighting and helping to prevent cognitive disorders.
Let's add them to this pot where I'm pre-steaming the broccoli so it's not so resilient in our mix.
We'll need some spring onion right at the end for a garnish. So just have that ready. Chicken breast. One of our supporting ingredients today, lovely pink, lovely breasts, no fat. You just want to slice these into mouth-sized pieces. These are big enough, I think. And once we've done that, we're going to season them. So what's going in our chicken to make it nice and delicious? Starting off with some of that garlic that we crushed in there. That's easy. A little bit of fish sauce. A little bit of sesame oil. A few drops. Some soy sauce, light soy. And a little sugar, tiny bit as well. I think I need a little bit more soy than that. There we go. And then give this a mix. We don't want the chicken to be bland. And we all know that with chicken it doesn't take very long for these ingredients to incorporate themselves and really get into that flesh. So there we go. A lot of components to this dish, but once we've got all the prepping done, it's going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3. That's done. Phew! That was a lot of prepping, wasn't it? But it's all going to be worth it in the end, I promise you. But I must take a moment to just talk to you about this ingredient. This is quinoa, or quinoa, as some people call it. It's an absolutely amazing superfood in itself as well, and isn't a grain as you may think.
Quinoa is a flowering plant, and the seeds you see here. It's rich in folates and B vitamins, vital for supporting all important memory.
First thing we're going to do is give this a good rinse. Why? Because there's a little bit of a coating on the outside which may sometimes be a bit bitter. So we're just going to give that a rinse. Take your time, do it right, get your fingers in there and rinse it all off, like so. And that's it really. This is ready for the next stage.
The beauty of this seed is its ability to absorb flavors so well. You can make it take on board whatever you like. It's your design. Now we're going to toast them, allowing the spices to penetrate. All our elements are ready to be put together. The steamed veg, the seasoned chicken, and our raw peppers, onions, and ginger.
All right, it's assembly time, everyone. At last, our quinoa is getting ready on the steamer. And here we go. Some vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons in. And on top of that, I'm adding just a little splash of sesame oil, drops, and that's getting nice and hot. Let's put in some thyme. Let's put in a little bit of dry roux and a little cumin, big dollop of garlic, and another stir. Chicken in next. And I think it's safe to add our other vegetables, the beautiful broccoli and carrots. some spicy cashew nuts, and a splash of soy, sprinkle of sugar. I'd like a little liquid in this, so a bit of stock. This is a bit of cornstarch and water, which I'm going to use just to thicken the sauce that we're creating. And you can see where the sauce is now coating everything in the pan. So, I'm sure you've been excited to see how the quinoa turned out, and you can see how it is. It's kind of separate, lovely, infused with all those flavors we added, and kind of looks a bit like tapioca, doesn't it? So we want a nice bed of that at the base of our bowl. Some people like to mix their quinoa into the vegetables. I prefer having just a little bit on its own like that at the base, and then cover it with these beautiful, lovely stir-fried vegetables and chicken. Look at that. Let's make sure we get some color and enough of that broccoli, our super brain food. Let's not skimp on that. Let's make sure it's front and center. Let's move that away. And how about a bit of spring onion, just to garnish. Guess what else? A few cashew nuts maybe, for good measure. And there you have it, a bowl of brainalicious food.
Brain teaser. Try this one to test your thinking skills. What travels all over the world without ever moving? Did you get it? The answer is roads.
For this next recipe, we're going to be using 3 very important ingredients for brain health: pulses, seeds, and citrus. And I'll tell you why right now.
Pulses include all beans, peas, and lentils, including what we're using today. They contain iron to keep blood cells going to the brain oxygenated. Seeds like sunflower and pumpkin contain important omega fatty acids and serotonin-boosting chemicals to keep you in a good mood. Taking regular citrus has been found to improve general cognition and is said to reduce the risk of degenerative diseases.
This dish is really a snack. I wouldn't call it a full meal, a complete meal. This is something that you have when a friend comes over or two. I'm just smashing up some of these beans, which have been cooked. That's why it's so easy to smash them. Reason being, I want some of this to be a bit mushy and some of it not to be. So we've got sort of a half and half consistency going on there. Maybe a little bit more softness. Okay. There's no salt in these. Another thing to consider, and always taste as you're seasoning. So that's that part. That was too easy. Now the seed part. The tahini. This is sesame seed paste. And I'm putting a heaped tablespoon in. So we've got the first 2 of our really good brain foods in there. Some garlic. Quite a bit. A little spring onion from what we cut earlier, just to freshen it up. Some olive oil. Decent amount, and give this a little bit of a mix. We are going to add some lime juice now to give it some zest, and a little salt to season, and we're done. So easy.
Slice the cheeks off of some limes and squeeze the juice into your mix.
So we've got all our lime in. If you like a little bit more citrusy, you can do that as well. And really basically, that's it. A bit of salt. And a mix. Let's just add to this some cumin and a bit of chili powder. Done. And let's see. I'll have a taste of this and then wash my spoon. So here we go. Now that is perfect. Now this should be eaten with pita bread, and I just happen to have some. We're going to put this into the grill, but before I do so, I really want to make it a little bit more interesting. So how we do this is just open them up. If you turn them on their side and gently split them with a little patience and careful prying, you can actually open these up into two bits, like so. See? And then we want to toast these. So what I'd like to do is just put a little bit of salt into the remaining garlic and olive oil. We like it garlicky, we're not afraid of that. And just give this a little mix, like that. Now you don't have to have chunks of garlic on the bread. The garlic's already infused now into the oil quite rapidly. So we're just going to take some of the oil and just drizzle that on the bread. And use our spoon to just gently spread it around. Every little bit doesn't have to be done, but we want to have an essence of that garlic oil on there. See if we can extract a little bit more for the other piece. There we go. Some on the edges, a little in the middle there. And this just goes under the grill for a minute until it's golden brown and crispy. Lovely.
Now sitting pretty with our brain-friendly little snack. Now let's see how this tastes, shall we?
I must try this. It's just a snack, isn't it? A brainy snack. Probably gonna help me for my next recipe. So, brain snack cheers.
Caught with my mouth full again, but I can assure you, it is delicious, and my brain saying thanks.
For our last and final dish, we're going to be making a brain burger. And when I say that, everything that's in this burger is good for our brain. Starting off with the all-important oily fish. Today we're using mackerel, and we're also going to have some fantastic, full of folate vegetable, spinach.
I acquired this mackerel fish this morning from the market, and I first beheaded it. After a good gutting and filleting the two sides, you can see the delicate flesh and stubborn bones, which I suggest you remove with kitchen tweezer. Oily fish like mackerel and salmon are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support a healthy brain and fully functioning nervous system. Spinach is packing a folate punch responsible for cell growth support, especially during gestation, adolescence, and older age, which are periods of accelerated cell growth.
So what do we need for this flavoring? We've got all this lovely crushed garlic. Might as well use it. Zhuzh that around with a little salt literally toss in your spinach. This doesn't take long to wilt down. Smells really nice. It's going to be great on the burger and contrast the earthy deepness of the mackerel. So give that a minute.
As the spinach wilts, it shrinks, but it will still be soft and garlicky and maintain its sought-after vitamins and other attributes.
So now we have our beautifully cleaned and deboned fillet of mackerel. We've also got some garlic, and we've got some soy sauce, and we've got a little bit of chili that I'm going to use to season this up. Those two elements. Let's just move this over. A bit of chili. You know I like it hot. Little salt. Okay. And all we're going to do is literally just drizzle this over the fish, like so. It's really going to get in there and make that fish taste absolutely delicious. We'll leave the skin though, okay?
I'm shallow frying the fish in the same oil, and I'm pressing it down to keep the skin flush to the base of the pan. They're thin, so don't cook them to death. A minute on each side is more than enough for some decent crispiness. Brain fact: did you know that the brain feels no pain? That's because it has no receptors. When you feel a headache coming on, it actually occurs within the protective lining between the brain and the skull, and not in the brain itself. Fancy that.
Beautiful, lovely fish ready, lovely spinach ready, and just perhaps a little bit of slaw, why not? It's a burger, so just a little cabbage that I'm slicing uber thin with a very sharp knife. I've already got in here some carrots that's been grated. So let's just add that to the mix. Carrot and spring onion, actually. There we go. A few other things to add and some mayo, and we're done. So just a little bit of chili in there for color and heat. Little lime juice. Little salt. And mayonnaise. It's a slaw. We need it. And just work that in. Go less first. You can always add more mayo, but it's difficult to take it out. Time to stack this up. Yum, yum. The fish.
This looks the business, doesn't it? And I'm satisfied that we've been very kind indeed to our precious brains with good food.
Well, everybody, I'm feeling more alert and smarter already for my newfound knowledge. Myself and my brain thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.